Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ramani. I'm a personal trainer and I'm a yoga instructor. So this means that any given moment I am talking to women about their health and wellness journeys. And a lot of things that I see are women beating themselves up. So women feeling guilty that they've fallen off track, women feeling frustrated that they may not be able to remain consistent on their workout journey or their healthy eating journey. Women just not being kind to themselves on their health and wellness journeys is typically what I see at any given moment on a daily basis all the time. So today I wanted to talk about how to get back on your health and wellness journey after a rut, after a slump. It doesn't matter what happened. Maybe you fell off, maybe you got busy, maybe you were just doing a whole bunch and you just felt like you didn't have time to really pour into yourself and into your journey. This video is for you. We are going to talk about how you can get back on track in a more compassionate way. This is not about being mean to yourself and restricting yourself. This is about being kind to yourself and being realistic, because sometimes we are just not realistic. I have people DM me all the time like,
I need to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks before I go to Cabo.
and it's like, baby, you're not going to lose 50 pounds in those 2 weeks. Now you might, but it's not going to be healthy and sustainable. So I want to talk about some healthy and sustainable ways to get back on track. Make sure you get your notebook out so that you can take notes, so that you can really see some progress when it comes to your fitness journey. And if you're looking for a detailed weight loss plan that is going to help you lose the weight and keep it off, I'm going to talk to you more about my 30-day weight loss plan in this video, but you can also click the link in the description box down below to download it. When you're getting back into the swing of things as it relates to fitness, you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to remove the shame after you are honest with yourselves. A lot of times in life we are honest with ourselves, but we start to beat ourselves up. I should have done this, I should have done that. It's not that deep. You cannot change the past. You can only move forward and start to change your habits for the future. We really have to start accepting that seasons are normal. There are going to be seasons in your life just like there are seasons on earth. You got fall, winter, spring, summer. Things are not the same all the time on earth. Things are always changing, and you have to treat your body like earth. I know that it would be amazing if we were all consistent 24/7 and we had no days off. In reality, especially if you are a woman, you're gonna have days off because we just go through things. Like, we have periods, we have cycles where we just don't feel the best. Sometimes you feel amazing, sometimes you're bleeding heavy, sometimes you're not. Like, you're not going to be consistent all the time just because your body is always fluctuating. Your emotions are fluctuating, your hormones are fluctuating, and I want you to normalize it. Now, I'm not saying you just need to let yourself do whatever and just fall off, but I am saying that it is okay to give yourself some grace when you do happen to fall off of a routine. I think that it's important for us to be gentle with ourselves on our fitness journey, and being gentle with myself is something that I'm practicing in more aspects than just in my fitness journey. Specifically, when it comes to content, I'm gonna go like on a rant really quick. But when it comes to content, sometimes I go through seasons. I go through seasons where I'm on YouTube really heavy and then I'm not on YouTube for a few months. I go in seasons where I'm really heavy on Instagram and then I'm not heavy for a few months, and I would beat myself up like, Ramani, why can't you just be consistent? Why can't you just always post? And it's like, I had to be real with myself. Sometimes I just don't want to. Sometimes it's not meant for me to be doing that thing. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for you to fall off of your fitness journey and not be, working out super heavy, but let's relate it back to my fitness journey. Sometimes I have seasons where I'm like, I do not want to lift a single weight. And in those moments, I will just be walking a lot, and I will be doing Pilates, and I will be doing yoga. Sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to do yoga. I want to lift all week, and that is okay. So what I'm trying to say is, I am being gentle with myself and just trying to tell myself that seasonal living is okay. So when you are getting back into the swing of things, when it comes to your fitness journey, I want you to realize that seasonal living is okay. You may have fallen off of your fitness journey, but let's just consider that a season. We're just going to call that the winter season. Now it's time for summer, and it's time for you to pop out, and it's time for you to do the things that you want to do. Now, even if you're watching this and it's not summer and it wasn't just winter, I just want you to kind of give yourself those analogy so that you are not beating yourself up like, I haven't been to the gym in 2 months. Okay, well, that was just your winter season, and now it's summer, and your mindset has to shift, and you gotta pop out and you gotta do the things that you know that you need to do. And I want you to approach this newfound fitness journey from a place of self-worth. Too many times I see women shaming themselves into losing weight.
I need to look a certain way. I need to fit into some clothes.
I want you to be like, I love myself so much that I'm going to treat myself with the utmost respect. And the utmost respect means I'm going to feed myself nourishing foods. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to walk more, and I'm going to be kinder to myself. That is how I want you to approach your fitness journey, rather than from a place of being a drill sergeant. You don't need to do that. But I'm never going to say that you shouldn't be real with yourself, because you know me, I am constantly being real with myself. But being real doesn't mean being mean. It doesn't mean being disrespectful. It just means being honest. And there's a way to do that with people, and there's a way to do that with yourself as well. So you need to figure out, how can I be honest with myself but still be kind to myself in this journey? Now, the next thing that I would encourage you to do is to find your why, or create your why. A why is just your reason for starting your fitness journey or restarting your fitness journey. Sometimes it looks like, I'm not gonna lie, sis, I have aesthetic goals. Like, I want a flat stomach, and I want a nice lower body. And honestly, sometimes that's all it's gonna be. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like you're always gonna have a deep reason for wanting to lose weight. But I will say that most times, even when you do have those aesthetic goals, you do have a deeper meaning, or like a deeper meaning for wanting to lose the weight, or just wanting to get healthy in general. So like I said, I want a flat stomach and I want a nice lower body. Now, we can just say that those are aesthetic goals, but like, if I really think back on it, if you've been watching my journey just on YouTube and on social media, then I have not always been a fit girly. I have not always been in the gym. I have not always been a personal trainer or a yoga instructor. I used to be the biggest one in the room, and I'm okay with saying that now. Yes, right now I want a flat stomach, but it's because for so many years in life I didn't have a flat stomach, and I didn't like how I felt when I didn't have a flat stomach, to be honest. I like being able to fit my clothes. I like being able to buy smalls and mediums. I like just going into a store and not thinking, do they have my size? Is my size almost gone? I like the confidence that I can walk through life having when my stomach is how I want it to be. So you see how like my why was an aesthetic reason, but my why is really the confidence that this has given me, the confidence that this body and living in this newfound body has given me. So I really want you to think about what your why is, and it doesn't have to be aesthetic. It can be, I want more energy. I want to walk up a flight of stairs without feeling out of breath. That can be your why. And this why is just going to motivate you on the days where you don't feel like doing it. Because there are some days where I do not feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like doing yoga. I don't feel like walking. But then I remember, Romani, you used to be the biggest one in the room and you hated how you felt. And that's me being honest, but still being kind to myself. Because, it might sound a little harsh, but that's not harsh to me. It's just like, you hated how you felt. You hated how you look. Now, do you want to continue hating how you feel and how you look? No, get your ass in the gym. That is being honest with yourself. And that is how I speak to myself. And that is my why. And that is how I get myself through those low motivation days. And I think that we all can agree that we want to be on our fitness journey just because of confidence. As a woman, when you look good, you feel good. I don't care what anybody says. I used to be one of those girls like, oh, I don't care what I wear to the gym. I don't care. Looks don't matter. As I get older, and I feel like I'm going to make another video about this. As I get older, looks absolutely do matter. And I don't care if it sounds vain. I'm not saying that looks matter because of other people and how other people perceive you, even though that is a thing. The more, I'll say the better that you look to yourself, the more confidence you're going to radiate in life. And people, of course, are going to be nicer to you. But we're not talking about other people. We're just talking about you. When you look good, you feel good, you talk to yourself nice, you treat yourself nice, and you don't allow people to play with you. It's like, I'm talking about fitness, but fitness just always goes into real life with me. And I always like to use real life analogies. When you look good, you feel good. And so I think that we can all agree that you need to be, I'm not even gonna say you need to be in a gym, because you don't need to be in the gym. You just need to be active, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, everything in your life is going to change. Once you find your why, I want you to get specific about your goals. So your why and your goals are not the same, even though they can, kind of look similar, but your why is like a very like broad scope about why you're doing this. Now, those specific goals is when we start really getting into the aesthetics. Like I said, you know, I want my stomach to be flat. I want a nice lower body. I don't have to have like the biggest booty, but you know, I want my glutes to be looking good. I want my legs to look good. This is when you start really getting those tangible goals. Maybe you want more stamina. Maybe you want to be able to run a marathon in the next 6 months. I want you to be very specific, and I want you to write them down. So don't just think about them in your head. Write down your why, and then I want you to write down your specific aesthetic goals. And right now we're just going to focus on 1 to 3 goals. I don't want you to do the most. And if you do have a lot of aesthetic goals, I want you to kind of like break them down into maybe like 4 to 6 week goals. So let's say you want to focus on your arms, your legs, your glutes, your thighs. I want you to be like, okay, for 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to focus on arms and abs. For the next 6 weeks, I'm going to focus on legs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to be overwhelmed as you are trying to get back on your fitness journey, because that is something that can happen once you have been like going strong on your fitness journey, and then you stop and then you start back. You want to do all the things. You do not need to do all the things right now. I always want you to remember that the time is going to pass anyway, so you don't need to do everything right now, because you have so much time. You have all the time in the world, but what you have to do is be consistent right now. So it's like, be consistent, take your small steps. Don't try to take 15 big steps today. Kind of like span them out over the course of some time. And then now that you have these goals, you're going to create a simple plan that you can follow that targets each one of those goals. Because sometimes when we start on a fitness journey, we're like, I want to have a flat stomach, but you don't know what it takes to have a flat stomach. So now that you have written that down, you need to start writing down the things that is going to help you do that. Are you drinking all the time? Stop doing that. Are you not drinking enough water? You need to start drinking enough water. Are you eating a lot of processed foods? Stop eating a lot of processed foods. So like, this is when you start to be honest with yourself and write down, what are you doing right now that is keeping you away from that goal, and what do you need to be doing to get you to that goal. It's always really helped me to do things where I had milestones. So when I first started my weight loss journey, like when I first started, maybe like 10 years ago, I started doing 30-day challenges. And then that is literally how I became a personal trainer, because people wanted me to train them. And then that's how I started selling the 30-day weight loss plan. But I was not intending on selling this plan. I just knew that it would always help me if I did 30 days at a time, because I would do day 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 30, and then I was done. And then I would start back over. Now, I've updated the 30-day weight loss plan so many times, just as I've learned more and, I've grown in my career and in my journey. I've added so much stuff to that 30-day weight loss plan. If you want it, it is going to be linked down below. It has all your meals, all your workouts. It's videos of me doing the workouts, and the girls love it. Women literally lose up to 20 pounds in those 30 days, and then they keep going. Like, I've even had women become personal trainers after doing that plan. So if you need something that is a step-by-step guide to really get you into the swing of things, or get you back into the swing of things, then I'm going to link that down below. But I really want you to have a plan that has milestones. So even if you don't get my plan, I still want you to create a 7-day plan, a 10-day plan, a 15-day plan. Have something to accomplish. And I want you to write down what you need to do to achieve those specific goals that we just talked about. So on day 1, what do you need to do? Day 2, what do you need to do? That's why I say get the 30-day weight loss plan, because I literally have it all out for you. I have like your workouts for days 1 through 10, days 10 through 20, but write down everything that you need to do on those days, and then do it. And then I also want you to keep track of your progress. Now, I see a lot of women who are actively losing weight, and I can tell that they're losing weight, but they can't tell because 1, they see themselves every day. 2, they're not tracking their progress. Now, you can track your progress a few different ways. You can use the scale. I am not a scale girl. I'm not a scale girl because when I was first losing weight, I literally went overboard, and I developed, I don't want to call it a disorder because I was never diagnosed, but I was literally getting on the scale 3 times a day. I was so small. It just was not pretty. It was not good. So I'm really not a scale girl. I do not own a scale. I just kind of go by how I look. But when I was in the swing of like really tracking my progress, I will always take progress photos, front, side, and back. Do not suck in. Like, you really need to see all of your body so that you can track your progress. And then I was also doing measuring. I like measurement tape, but sometimes I don't know, like if you're bloated, it can just be weird. I don't know, whatever. But I really did enjoy using measuring tape here and there. I think for me, it helps more if I've had drastic weight loss and then I use the measuring tape, because if you're doing the measuring tape every week, it's kind of hard because, like, you know, your body just needs time to like, your body needs time to, what am I trying to say? Your body needs time to adjust. Like, your body needs time to adjust to the weight loss. So if you are gonna do the measuring tape, I would say do measuring tape once a month, not every week. But you can take those progress photos every week, because you are going to be seeing progress every single week, especially if you are truly being consistent with the plan that you've created. And tracking your progress doesn't even have to be anything physically that you can see. You can literally do the plan that I was talking about, like you writing out a plan, and you can check the things off as you do them, so that when you go look back on day 1, day 2, day 3, you see that you checked off all those boxes and you know you're making progress. Even if you don't feel comfortable taking photos, using a measuring tape, or getting on the scale, you can go back and look at that paper and say, okay, I checked off my 1 mile run on Monday, I checked off my leg day on Tuesday, so you know that you're doing these things. And finally, I just want you to fall in love with the journey. I feel like I say this a lot and it might sound cliche, but falling in love with the journey instead of the results is going to change your life. When you are constantly results driven, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Just like I told you, I was hopping on the scale 3 times a day like a mad woman. I shouldn't have been doing that. I should have fallen in love with the journey and not what I wanted myself to look like. Because if you fall in love with the journey, then you are going to romanticize the journey. You're going to have fun on your walks and on your runs, and you're going to have fun lifting weights. And by the time you look up, you are going to have the body of your dreams. But if you're constantly focused on having the body of your dreams, you're going to dread every single day, because you're not going to look how you want to look, because you're always going to have some unrealistic goal in your mind. So I really want you to focus on the plan, the list that you've set for yourself. And I want you to say, okay, what do I need to do every day? Let me focus on doing that every day rather than how I am looking in the mirror. Now, when you take your progress photos, cool. But outside of taking those progress photos, you don't really need to be worried about how you look. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to create long-term consistency. We are not trying to do a fad diet where, you get skinny or you get however you want to look and then you fall off. No, we want to be consistent. And the only way that you can be consistent in something is if you actually like doing something. So in order to like doing something, I want you to do the things that you like. So if you like to go walk, if you like to go run, do those things and focus on those things rather than focusing on how you look. Let's say if you're walking, maybe you have a goal in your mind of like, I want to walk 3 miles. Focus on walking those 3 miles consistently rather than like, let me see how I look after I walk. It doesn't matter, because if you keep being consistent with the things that you know that you need to do, you're going to wake up and you're going to love your body and you're going to have hit those fitness goals that you've set for yourself. Remember that fitness is not a chore. Being healthy is not a chore. You are doing this because you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, keep doing it until you do love yourself. And if you feel like, you're not that fond of yourself, I want you to start speaking affirmations to yourself and speaking positive to yourself. Speak life into yourself and you are going to see everything change. And if you need some affirmations, I'm going to link them down below. That's the end of this video. I really hope that it helped. In the comments, I want you to let me know your why if you feel comfortable. Like, let me know why you want to restart this fitness journey or why you want to start this fitness journey if you've never started one. I really want to talk to you in the comments and just see how y'all are feeling and how this video landed with you. And if you enjoy videos like this, I literally have an entire fitness playlist that I'm going to link down below so that you can binge watch videos just like this to give you some motivation on this fitness journey. Again, everything that you need is going to be in the description box. Remember to speak life into yourself. Remember that fitness is not a punishment. You are doing this because you love yourself and you just want to get back on track and you want to be consistent. Remember that we are living seasonally. So sometimes you're going to feel like doing some stuff, sometimes you're not, and it's all okay. Just have grace with yourself, and on the days when you don't feel like working out, at least just go take a walk. Like, I'm not asking you to lift 50 pounds. I'm literally just asking you to move your body, and that can be anything that you want it to be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I'm going to see you in my next video.